What do you want? It's a simple question, but it doesn't always have a simple answer. Hi, I'm Jordan and welcome to the Wise Money Women channel, where we help millennial women master their money and transform their lives. If this is your first time to the channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so that you will get notified whenever we add new videos to the channel. What do you want is the first question, or some variation of that financial coaches or financial advisors will ask you. And the idea behind it is to figure out where your head is at and where you're trying to go with your life, or what you want your lifestyle to look like. But for a lot of us, especially moms, we have no idea what the answer to that question is, because nobody usually asks us that. So a lot of times we don't even spend the time to really think about what we want our lives to look like, because we're so focused on doing what is necessary for our kids, doing what our spouse needs, or making sure that our family's needs are met. But if you don't even know what you want your life to look like, then what are we doing? We're kind of just passing through the night and could potentially end up anywhere. I want to share with you 3 questions that you can ask yourself to help you define that, to help you kind of think through all the crazy, all the crisis stuff that's going on, and to determine what is it that you actually want. So here we go. The first question is, if you had all your debts paid off, if you had all the money that you needed to meet your monthly expenses, to do the things that you wanted to do, what would that life look like? For a lot of us, we don't even allow ourselves to dream beyond what we can afford. Because if you're like me, your parents probably told you, if you can't afford it, then just live without it. And so you put it in your mind to not think beyond your current circumstances. So assume that everything is worked out, everything is perfect, and you have your perfect financial life. What does your regular life look like? What do you do? What vacations do you take? Where do you go? Think about those things and kind of write them down on paper. Nothing is off limits. Now, I will tell you that the first time that I did this exercise, it was with one of these coaches, and they literally looked at me and was like, yeah, you think too small. And it was because in my mind, I was trying to make sure that whatever goal I was creating was one that was, a SMART goals. I wanted to make sure it was something I could actually achieve, because I didn't want the disappointment that, I wouldn't actually be able to get it. But I don't want you to think that way. When it comes onto how you want your life to look, don't limit it to where you are now, because how you are now is not going to last forever. So try and put yourself into you're sitting on a rocking chair somewhere or whatever, and you're thinking about perfect life. If you're thinking about your perfect life, write it down as to what that life looks like. Next thing you can think about is a little bit morbid, but bear with me. And I want you to think about if you had heard that you only had 1 more year to live. So think about, you just came back from the doctor, they told you only have 1 more year. What are the things that you would want to do? What are the things that you would say, hey, I need to do this in the next year? Or what are some of the things that you wish that you had done already? And those are things that you can put on your list, because that tells you that there are things that you want to do and a lifestyle you want to have. And now you can start planning out, okay, well, what are the things I like and what are the things that are important to me? It's true that there's a whole bunch of clarity about your life that happens when you find out news like this. And doing that second step helps to put you into the mindset of what are things that truly matter to you? What are things that are really important that you will not go against, or you want to make sure you always hit? And that will bring us into the third question of what you should do, which is to sit down and think about what are the things that are truly of value and importance to you. So everyone has a couple of things that are our core values, stuff that we must care about. We want to make sure that these are the things that I care about the most. And then there's other things around those circles that I also care about. And so writing those down helps to give our mindset a framework to work with for how we spend, how we save, how we invest our money, and all those pieces. Now, after filling out these 3 questions, you might find there are things that you really cared about that you didn't even know mattered to you. Or you might find that there are things that you thought were super important, and it's like, well, I don't really care that much about that anymore. Either way, going through these 3 questions can really help to take you to a place of, this is where I want my life to go. Now, a really important point that I do want to share with you about this is that it's not as important as to what the specific goal is as opposed to what you want your life to look like. Because a lot of times we might think, well, I do care about financial security, but I have to have a debt-free journey. I need to be completely out of debt. And sometimes we can get so clouded by that idea of, I need to hit the goal and I need to hit it in a specific time. And, we put all of these stressors on top of ourselves where we end up missing out on the transformation because we're so focused on the destination. And that's what I do not want for you. I want you to focus on who you are trying to be, the life you are trying to have, and so you can focus more on who you need to become to get to that place and what the transformation is through to that point, which is another reason of why I don't really put a whole bunch of time on a lot of the financial goals that I pick up. Even if it's getting out of debt or saving, I don't usually put it on the, I need to do this by X time. I like to focus a lot more on, I want to hit this number. So what can I do to hit this number as fast as possible? Or, eventually. I don't set specific times on any of these things because I can get really caught up in the date and forget about the transformation. So I hope that this was helpful to start defining what you want your life to look like, to think beyond your current circumstances as to what your goals are, or what are things that are important to you. If it was beneficial to you in this video, then go ahead and hit the like button so that YouTube can know that you like this stuff, and so I can know that you want to see more of these things, and then I can give them to you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell so that you're also able to get those notifications whenever we add new videos that try to help you save money, to get out of debt, to build wealth, and ultimately master your money and transform your life.